Oh, so this is going to be Victory Bar and Grill. This is prepared by the Bottom Line crew. So we're just going to kind of hop into it right here. So kind of hopping right into it here. Why you should pay attention. So in the Rochester area, there's definitely a need for a new sports bar and dining. The Rochester area lacks a lot of good sports bars and restaurants, and many of the college students have called this out. Um, if you look on Reddit, many of the people have complained that there's not like a known sports bar or anything like that. Many consumers obviously look for a place that can combine both sports and good food. So as I wrote down, desire for quality, entertainment, and pricing. And then there's limited local options, as I just said. In terms of market gap, our competitors are either overpriced or outdated. This would include like Buffalo Wild Wings or Twin Peaks. And this is just because not everybody wants to keep going there. They want something new and exciting. There's a few family like sports eateries. I just named two of them. Um, as well as other places lack food consistency. If you go look at Buffalo Wild Wings' reviews, they have like a 2.3 stars, and many of the people have complained about their food and service. Hopping into opportunity, there's a strong public demand in the Rochester area for a good sports bar. We're in an ideal geographic consumer alignment. Lots of people need or want the sports bar. We could put it in the perfect place in Rochester and it works out perfectly. And there's high community involvement potential with like the local sports teams and fire departments and things like that. So some of the current customer pains that people are experiencing in the Rochester area in terms of a sports bar are that there are no good family sport restaurants. Many people have obviously, as I just said, complained about Twin Peaks and our Buffalo Wild Wings being too inconsistent in the food department. For many bars in Rochester that would have like sports on, there's very late open times. Um, Most of them start at 4 p.m. Inconsistent food quality and outdated experiences. As I just said, people are sick of the old restaurants like Buffalo Wild Wings. Some of the customer frustrations include long waits before big sporting events. This would be like during Bills games, and people have like a long wait to get their food or sit at a table. And a poor overall experience, maybe with like service or anything like that. A lot of the reviews from Buffalo Wild Wings and Twin Peaks did complain about service as well. And then for unmet needs, good food combined with a good atmosphere. I just think that's a need for any restaurant. Space for group events and fair pricing. So for the group events, we think like fantasy football or like corporate events would work best. But anything like that would be great for an event space like that. So the solution to this is combining everything so you have happy and consistent customers, as you can see. So by combining great food and fair prices with a better game day, that leads to a better game day experience. And then friendly and reliable staff leads to a more comfortable and friendly atmosphere. And then all four of those things lead to happy and consistent customers. And that's important, obviously, for a restaurant business is that you keep having recurring customers that keep coming back themselves, as well as telling their friends and family to come into the restaurant. So, in terms of market opportunity, for local demand, there's a population of 210,000 people in Rochester. 71,000 of those are local college students. Um, our projected market breakdown that we did a chart on that you'll see on the next slide is that families would make up 30% of our business, sports fans would make up 25% of our business, young professionals would make up 20% of our business, tourists would make up 15, and events would make up 10%. Um, we think this would be seasonal because during the fall season, for example, there would be like a lot of fantasy football drafts, and that would mean more the event spacing would probably have a higher percentage than say a tourist that isn't there for the fall season. And then moving on here, the financial goals. We set a goal of $750,000 profit after year one, as well as 15% annual growth and a 65% gross margin. We think this is achievable because in the Rochester area, there's not really a great competitor to us, and we think we could grow pretty rapidly here. So starting off here on this one, this is just the projected market segmentation. Local families and middle income, or just families in middle income households, or families with children, they value things just like family friendly restaurants or kids meals and deals on food. That makes up about 30% of our market segmentation. Moving on here, we have sports fans. This would be like college fans, sports fans of any professional team. This would be perfect for them because we have a great game day environment with great food and drinks. The next 20% would be young professionals from ages 25 to 40. This would be people probably just working a 9 to 5 and they want to get out and watch sports and have a few drinks. We think we would be the perfect place to offer that to them. The next 15% is the tourists out of town. We think since the area is so stripped of any great sports bars, that we could obviously gather significant business from out of towners pretty quickly. And then lastly would be the 10% for events and other planning. This would be like team banquets, and obviously, as I said on the last slide, fantasy football drafts. And that could be, these numbers could obviously be switched for whenever season it is.
Looking at competition within Rochester, New York, the first place is a crowded sports bar named Ziggy's. Ziggy's has limited seating and people tend to stand. This establishment is open 5 days a week and has late night weekends open until 2:30 a.m., located on Railroad Street. Ziggy's offers small bites, wings, and other dinner options ranging from $10 to $29, and it is known for being the Bills backers bar that has many events for Bills games. The second is a sports bar called Exchange Sports Bar, named after the location on Exchange Boulevard. This location has plenty of seating, is open 7 days a week, and serves dinner ranging from $10 to $20. The third place is a sports pub called McGinney's on the River, located on East River Road. This pub has 2 floors dedicated to seating and offers small plates, lunch, and dinner ranging between $10 and $20. McGinney's is also home to a Steelers fan club, which offers watch parties and VIP experiences. Our competitive edge is not only the good food and prices at fair value, but the environment that our customers and staff will create. We will provide live games for all sports year-round, host trivia and themed nights for big games, as well as supporting all local colleges by showing the live games. The bar's private party room and outdoor patio will allow us to host corporate gatherings, alumni events, and celebrations. Service quality is a cornerstone to a successful business, and to push our bar a step further, we will provide staff with a fan ambassador training. This will prepare them to have engaging and knowledgeable interactions with the customers about sports, local events, and the food and drink sold. This relationship building will foster customer loyalty and help develop the energetic and sociable atmosphere that is being targeted. Integrating these important factors into our business plan will push our business towards victory. How we will set ourselves apart is we will create an environment unlike any other local sports pub. Our energetic, casual dining experience will be more like going to a friend's house for some good food and a game. While our prices may match other local sports bars within the Rochester area, the focus of experience will elevate our establishment. We will build a strong sense of community that will help carry us to being the leading sports bar and grow. Some of the offerings we will have to achieve this title is seasonal kickoff parties to get sports lovers together, dinner deals for kids between 6 and 8 p.m. to encourage families to come in after their children's big games. We'll offer fantasy leagues through the bar. With this, the league will be provided a section on the game days so they can come together every game. And lastly, partnering with local colleges, we can do Meet a Future Star Night where kids can get autographs from collegiate athletes. This enhances our relationship with the community. While sports bars are generally an easy concept to copy, there are ways that we can defend our business. The first is with delegation of power between front of house and back of house. We can maintain consistency and quality amongst our food and service. Next, we can actually utilize data collected within our POS systems to track customer preferences, allowing us to create the more desirable menu. Lastly, we can focus on digital immersion by mastering social media. By creating high-quality videos to capture our atmosphere, we can instill FOMO into the viewers, making them want to give our bar and grill a try. Some of our marketing strategies to bring in customers can include posting regular on TikTok and Instagram, doing monthly competitions for people to win a free meal, free pitcher of beer, or appetizer. Competitions such as sending Victory Bar and Grill a video of your best victory celebration. The followers will then vote on the ones posted, getting everyone involved. Along with this, when customers come in wearing their team's jerseys, we can post them on our Instagram story. The younger customer demographic will more than likely repost their image, spreading the name of our bar and grill to all of their followers. It is also smart to sponsor local club sports teams. Our bar logo will be on their shirts for all other competitors to see, and the team will be more inclined to come to our bar after games, bringing team members and friends in. Lastly, we can use email and text messages for marketing, sending out all of our promotions and themed events. Taking a look at how we will actually make our money, the majority of it is coming from alcohol sales. Promoting staff to upsell to premier craft beers and high shelf liquors will increase this profit. Food sales are the next, with higher income coming from big games. The offering of our party platters for groups will make it more likely for parties to order food while they're there for a game. Now for bigger games, the offering of our captain's table at a small charge to reserve will bring in revenue, as well as theme nights bringing in large numbers of customers to increase sales. On the slower weekdays, such as Mondays, we can host trivia nights. This will bring in customers even though no games are being shown. Our private space available to rent for events is also a great option as well to help stabilize income on slower weeks.
All right, so our startup summary. Our total cost is estimated to be around $300,000, consisting of $250,000 in capital investment and a $50,000 R&D budget. So you'll see some of our startup expenses, starting with our lease improvements to the space. Initially, it's going to be pretty costly, about $70,000. Our kitchen equipment, commercial kitchen equipment, is going to cost around $50,000. Furniture and fixtures, about $30,000. Our licensing and permits, another 10. Our initial inventory, this is like our silverware, of course, our food, some offerings to our consumers. It's going to cost around 15,000. Marketing and promotion, another 10,000, and working capital, about $65,000. So the good thing is that most of these expenses are just a one-time initial expense. For the most part, we can maintain these things such as furniture and fixtures, our licensing, and our inventory. Of course, we're going to have to continue to pay our working capital, but for the most part, most are these just initial expenses. So this here is our break-even analysis. This is in worst case scenario. What's the bare minimum that we have to do just to keep the business operable? So you'll see our fixed costs are about $46,500 a month. That's a 62% contribution margin. Our break-even sales are about $75,000 a month, which balances out to about 3,409 guests a month. With the size of our location and our estimation averages, we should be a-okay. So moving on to our profit and loss statement. It's broken down in between year 1, year 2, and year 3. For our stream of revenue, you'll see a pattern of slight growth. From year 1, our estimated revenue will be about $750,000, and the growth pattern goes all the way up to year 3, which is about $931,500. Our cost of goods slightly increase every year as well. As we know, the cost of goods is increasing everywhere in just about every industry, especially with food. Our gross profit should also increase from year to year, starting at $487,500, all the way up to year 3 at about $605,475. Our gross margin is steady at about 65% each year, and our operating expenses increase as well. Our net profit should increase each year, and it ranges from about $30,000 increase each year is about the average, which has our net profit margin increasing each year, starting at 8% for year 1, and to year 3 it gets to 14%. This is our vision for Victory Bar and Grill's growth. So the timeline shows in year 1, we really want to focus on building a foundation and brand awareness to build that loyal customer base, the returning customers. In year 2, we really want to increase our revenue expansion. So we would key in on the data from year 1. What were our best sellers? What was our least favorite things for customers to buy? And really capitalize off of the year 1 data. For year 3, we really want to key in on our operational efficiency and margin growth. Again, just to try to capitalize on all revenue areas and more areas for growth. Year 4 is where we intend to scale. We can look at new locations and some possible franchise um, opportunities, within the areas or within a new area. This is our vision for Victory Bar and Grill's growth. So the timeline shows in year 1, we really want to focus on building a foundation. So our exit strategy, of course, we intend 100% to be as successful as possible. And we're totally confident in our concept and our community demand, but we also recognize the need for responsible planning. So if profitability cannot be sustained, the business will seek to sell the operation and use proceeds to pay off all of our debts, our secured obligations. So our exit strategy, of course, we intend 100% to be as successful as possible. And we're totally confident in our concept and our community demand, but we also recognize the need for responsible planning. So if profitability cannot be sustained, the business will seek to sell the operation and use proceeds to pay off all of our debts, our secured obligations.